All right, I've got 2 minutes after 12. I think it's time. You guys want to get this over. I know how that is. Glad to have everybody here on for my amt115 weight and balance class. Now, everybody's microphone is muted right now. If you have a question, you can unmute your mic and ask me. That's one good way to do it. I will try to keep an eye on the chat. We have a chat box here. And if we go, I'm going to type in, hi, everybody. All right, so you can chat on this chat. So let me talk about the controls here for a minute. I'm going to see if I can share a couple things. We'll talk about the Zoom thing. A lot of videos on YouTube, and there's also help section here in the Zoom. Let me see if I can share this screen. I don't know. Yeah, I think I can. And so let me admit one more person. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen right now. This is just the Zoom controls. A lot of you guys know how to do this. There's a few of us who are kind of new to this. There's some menus around here. If you, I don't know if my menus things are going to show up. If you move your cursor down at the bottom, you've got a box. You can mute your mic. You can start your video if you want. This works really good. Everybody's got their videos turned off. That's good because our bandwidth is better. There's also like a more box. My screen is, oh, here we go. We got a more box. And if you click on the more, this is all at the very bottom of the screen. Click on more. You can do some other things. I can share, let other people put things on the board. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing this, but by clicking more, I think you can pull up the chat. Okay, I have a chat question. Once we start more, will we be meeting once a week? Okay, so the answer to your question is yes. This class will meet online once a week. Now, let me clarify. I have two weight and balance classes. So my other weight and balance class, it will meet on Thursdays. So you saw that in the course. All right, it's the same meeting. So if you come to this meeting, you don't have to come to the Thursday meeting. In fact, the reason why I've scheduled this class for this time is because it gives you 2 hours from having to anybody. If your lab day is a certain day and you have to be on campus, I've guaranteed 2 hours that if you've got to drive home, you've got a chance. There's a conflict with you guys and your schedule with the Thursday meeting, not having that 2 hours. So anyway, our meeting is on Tuesdays at noon, and I will be done with this at 12:50. All right, 10 minutes to the top of the hour. If I'm not done talking, then we're going to cut it off, because that gives you guys, because I think according to your schedule, I've got what should be your guys' schedule, and according to that, you guys have, a lot of you guys have math 122, and I don't know what Steve's actual schedule is going to be. So anyway, that's I've already talked too much about that. Okay, so today I'm just going to go over a few things, and I'm going to discuss the syllabus a little bit, just a couple of rules that you need to know, talk about when and how you get a hold of me, and I'm going to go over our assignments for this week. And let me look here. I think I've got some other, thought I had polling here someplace. Let me just a second to look at this. Okay, well, I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so right now what I'm going to share with you is we're going to go look at the Blackboard website. I'm going to share my screen for that. So a lot of you guys are pretty far along on this, and let's go here. I'm going to go to my other screen. And so you guys should see now on your screen the big advertisement that I keep showing for AMT 115-800. It says it meets online. It's got the picture of the guy hanging from the airplane. If that's not what you're seeing, would somebody type me a chat message, or would somebody let me know, unmute your mic. So you should be looking at a B-17 with a guy hanging from it from a string. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to the Blackboard website. Okay, so now you should see Blackboard courses, kind of a global menu thing. And we're going to go, I'm going to click on Blackboard courses. And the internet's really slow today, so here in a minute it should show me my Blackboard courses. And we're going to log into AMT 115 weight and balance. As soon as this loads up. So when you get on to your Cincinnati State, you go to My C State and log in. You'll see something, this is a faculty view, but you'll see something similar to this. And if we go into the AMT 115, most of you guys have already gotten onto this. The landing pages start here. So what you've got to do, you've probably seen the video, is you'll watch these videos, read this information, and then down here you've got a syllabus, and we're going to talk about the syllabus here real quick. And then you're going to take a quiz, and you got to get a 100% score to unlock the quiz. The other thing is, this was to activate the Zoom software through Cincinnati State. You can access this through Cincinnati State. Don't buy a membership. Don't pay for a membership. You've got something with the Cincinnati State. So after you finish this, you can click on this week 1 link, and that's the assignments for week 1. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you after you've taken the quiz, this syllabus quiz, you've got to pass it with 100%. You can keep taking it over and over again until you get it right. You'll go to week 1. So this is what our assignments are for week 1. It'll dump you into the week 1 section, and talks about the meetings for this week. It asks you to send an email to me through the Surge mail system. And it's just to see that everybody knows how to use the email system. So if you don't know how to, you can watch this video. Okay? All right, this is the first assignment, and this is a discussion board, and we're going to be using discussion boards quite a bit. Now, discussion board, there's a video here that shows you how to do it. But what the idea is I'll pose a question, and I'll say something like, how many pilots do you think there are in the United States? I'm just making this up. And tell us what you think. Just give us your opinion. And so you'll go to this discussion board and you'll write what you think. And then after you write what you think, it'll show you everyone else's response, and we'll have a discussion. People will comment on what your answer was. You'll comment on other people's answers, right? So it allows us to have an online chat or discussion. And that is those are going to be required assignments. Now, I have a curriculum, and in my curriculum, I have several different things that we have to go over and discuss. So this discussion board will meet our curriculum requirement. I'm not just wasting your time. I don't believe in wasting time. So discussion boards will be one type of assignment. So for this first week, after you finish your Start Here section, the discussion board, you'll click on this link, and it looks like we've already had someone started with a discussion. But you'll click up here where it says Create Thread, and you'll type in your introduction. So I'll say Tim Morris, and I'll say, hello, I'm Tim Morris, and I'll write just so whatever I feel like writing. There's no wrong way to do this, right? I was born in Indiana, and I've been flying airplanes. I came to this program because I thought it would be a neat program. Whatever you want to put, and then you'll click submit, and that will post it. So that's the first assignment is going to be, or first thing is to send an email. Second thing is going to be this discussion board. Now, the next thing is that I'm going to let you do, the purpose of this week is to teach you to use the software. We're going to practice different things. There's not going to be any hard grades or anything like that. So one of the things that I want you guys to set up and be able to use is the Blackboard calendar. And here's a video that talks about the Blackboard calendar. And then the assignment is that you'll create a blog post. And this blog post, when we click on the blog function, it will tell us here's create blog entry. So it says here on the instructions right here, it says put some calendar appointments on your Blackboard calendar. Put things like maybe your lab days. Because I know that a lot of you guys have lab for Gary's Good Pastors class on Monday. And some of you guys have lab days for Rob Arnold's class on Monday. There's these Zoom meetings. So you'll have a Zoom meeting on Tuesday for me. You can put these things on your calendar. So what we're asking you to do, now you'll see my course calendar is pretty crazy because it shows the last semester. But starting down here, this is my course calendar. This is the week we're starting on down here, the 25th. And what you can do is you can go over here and you can double click. So let's say I had a lab day on Wednesday. I can double click on Wednesday and I can type my lab day for, I'm going to make up propellers. You guys don't have propellers, but I can put that on there as a personal thing. I can click the time. The time is on the 26th, and it's at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, we'll say. Well, we'll make it 4:15. All right, and it ends at 5 o'clock. Do the slider. We'll say 5:30. All right, and when I hit save, there it is. So what I'm asking you to do on this lab assignment is to just put in some activities. You can put lab days in, you can put your Zoom meetings. What I recommend you do is take a look at your schedule and see if you can work out what days you have to be on campus and when your online meetings are. And if you put that on there, you can schedule that out if you want for the whole semester. Take a picture of that. So I'm going to hit, I'm going to go down here and say, I can hit Control P, that'll print it, or I can click on my start menu and look for the snipping tool. I can type snipping tool. That'll take a picture. All right. Now, what I did, let me get out of this. So what I did is I put on here a video on how to do all this stuff. So let me go back to week 1. So how to use the Blackboard calendar. Let me see here, my calendar blog. There's the due date. If you watch this video here, this video will show you how to, it's towards the end. It shows for a wiki, but the blogs work exactly the same. It shows you how to take a picture and how to upload that picture or to put a picture in from the internet. The last assignment for the week is that what I call Tim's Super Easy Practice Quiz. And in fact, let me show you this quiz. It's so easy you can't believe it. In fact, I'll give you all the answers. It tells you the instructions. It has a time limit of 1 hour. There's 3 questions. They're multiple choice, right? So anyway, we're playing around, we're practicing. This doesn't count for anything. I mean, there's like 10 points. It doesn't mean anything. So I'm gonna click begin, and it asks me who's buried in Grant's tomb, and I'm gonna say Grant. In fact, I've got 2 answers for Grant. I gotta fix that. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. What is the capital of Ohio? Well, is it Harrison? No, it's Columbus. And then what's 1 plus 1? I'm going to type the number 2. If I hit save and submit, now you see how an online quiz works. Okay. And then down here it says it's saved and submitted. Click OK to review the results. And I've got there, I got 100%. So anyway, easy assignment. So this week we're mainly just playing with the software and trying to make all that work. All right, so now I'm going to go back and see if I can recover. And we see, I got to admit somebody and turn this back on for just a second. One of the things I was wanting to do is I'm supposed to have on here the ability to put a poll up. I don't know what happened to that ability. Okay, well, we'll get to that. Let me see, where are we at? Okay, 18 minutes after the hour. We're in good shape. Okay, a couple things. You guys probably saw my office hours. Okay, so let's look at this here real quick. Control plus. Okay, so if you want to get a hold of me, the best way to do it is you can meet me at this class. If you come in early or if you stay late, we can chat for a couple of minutes right here on Zoom. If it's something you want to talk about privately, you need to send me an email or schedule on Starfish. And I don't know if anybody's shown you how to do that yet, but you just got to get a hold of me and we'll make arrangements. So if you want to meet with me between 1 and 5 p.m. on a Tuesday, or if you want to meet with me Thursdays at 7:30 a.m., just send me an email and say, hey, I'd like to meet you because I want to talk privately about maybe my grades or something like that. Every Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock, I try to be online on Zoom for this thing called Coffee with Tim, and you see links for that in here. So you don't have to make a reservation or anything like that. And you don't even have to talk about I'll be online. We don't even have to talk about anything related to Cincinnati State or school. If you got a question about some other classes, if I know the answer, I'll talk to you. If not, I'm online so we can talk. So that's that. And then, of course, my contact information, you'll find this all over in just about every section. And I know a lot of people have already texted me or emailed me, and that's great. So I'll try to get back with you within 24 hours. That's my guarantee. But I'll probably get back to you right away. If I'm not doing anything, I'll get back to you right away. So that's how to get a hold of the instructor. Okay, now we're going to stop sharing that for just a minute, and I'm going to go back to here. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about here is I'm going to talk about the syllabus and the rules, I think. Let me see, we went over the assignments, copy and Blackboard tour. Okay, so we're doing good. We're doing good. This is going to be a little bit shorter meeting than what I had anticipated today, which I know everybody's happy about. This class, we're going to try to make it interesting, and we'll make it interesting online. So we really, it shouldn't be too bad because we'll only have 1 hour of lecture a week, and the rest of it is a regular online class. So you'll be able to work this on your own schedule. All right, one of the things to remember is that when you got your original schedule for Cincinnati State, that was set up as if we were meeting in person. And with COVID-19, we're not going to be meeting in person. So what it means is that you've got time in your week to do these classes. You have about 40 hours worth of work to do. So even though you may only be in labs for 10 or 12 hours a week, and you may only be online for lectures for 3 or 4 hours, the amount of work that you need to allocate when you're looking at your calendar and looking at your schedule, is about 40 hours of work. And if you can get that in, being online, we have flexibility. I can do my work at 2 in the morning if I want, as long as I'm there for my labs and try to get there for the lecture. So there's some real benefits to this, but just don't forget that this time is blocked out so that you have time to get the work done. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to see if I can share is I'm going to share the, let's do an application. And let's see what I'm sharing. I'm sharing the screen, and I should be sharing. Let's see if I'm sharing it. Do you guys see, somebody unmute your mic or let me know, does anybody see the course syllabus showing right now?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, good. All right. And, okay, 2 quick questions I just now saw on chat. Sorry it took so long. Where are the lectures posted on Blackboard? I will post the lecture, the meeting that we're recording right now. I will post that probably about 3 hours after the lecture is over. I will put that in week 1. So this lecture, you'll be able to find it in the week 1 folder. One of the other questions was, once we start, will we be meeting once a week? Yes, that's true. I think we answered that already. And will assignments always be in the week folders? And the answer to that is yes. So the way I organize this is I put everything you need for week 1 in the week 1 folder, and then the assignments for week 2 will be in the week 2 folder, and week 3 and week 4. Now there's some shortcuts on the menu where you can just jump right to the discussion boards, and it'll list all the discussion boards. Or you can find there's one for blogs, and it'll show all the blogs. But each one of those, the assignments will be in the week folder. So everything for this week is in the week 1 folder. Easy as falling off a log, right? Okay, so we're looking at the course syllabus right now. Looking at the course syllabus, and let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. So all the basic information here, I'm not going to beat this to death. You guys can read this. Here's my contact information, my office hours, which I told you about. We have course learning outcomes and objectives. So this is what you're supposed to learn in this class. Now, this class it's called aircraft weight and balance, but it's really aircraft weight and balance, regulations and documents, regs and docs. So it's actually a combination of what used to be 2 courses. So the first half of the semester, we are going to be doing regulations and documents. And it sounds kind of boring, but it's actually going to be pretty fun. We're going to do some really cool stuff, and it's going to be interactive. So one of the things we're going to be doing is regulations. And the way I do regulations is we're going to have a court trial. And half you guys are going to be defense attorneys, and half you guys are going to be attorneys for the Federal Aviation Administration. And we got a couple mechanics that did some stuff that was not good, and we're going to try a case. We're going to try a case online on Zoom, right? So that's going to be one of the things we do here. We're going to be doing some stuff about learning about the airplanes and learning about where to find all the information, what type of engine's installed, what serial number it is, things like that. So we're going to be doing some stuff where we have to be able to inspect an airplane and figure out when it was made, what the serial number was, and then what the correct maintenance manual is, parts catalogs, all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be hands-on real-world stuff. Okay, so here's the books. The books, one of the books that I use is free online. And you'll notice once we get going, I will post the reading online. There'll be a link. So you can just download the pages that you want to read. Or I mean you can download the pages that are the reading for that week. I use the FAA H8083, which is free online. There's a free place you can download it, and I've got links for that. The other textbook is the one that you'll use a lot in this entire program, and that's Aircraft Basic Science. So the exact same information is found in that book, Chapter 7, Chapter 13, Chapter 14, and Chapter 16. So we will start working, I think in Chapter 14 is where we will start next week, and I'll post all that. So this week we're focusing on all this material, the software and how to use that. Okay, a couple things I want to talk about for attendance. There's a couple things you can see. This is the attendance for things that are live. So when you meet, these are pretty much standard policies for the AMT, Aircraft Maintenance Department. We are regulated by the Federal Aviation Administration, which means that especially for your labs, you have to be here. We have to get that lab time done. If you miss, it has to be made up. All right. And this is, I'm telling you, one thing very important is try not to miss labs. It is a big problem. And there are people who fail this course, and missing labs is one. There is, for me, limited amount of makeup time available. So fight like crazy to get here for labs. The people who fail my class usually fail it because they don't do the work, or they don't turn things in on time, or they don't, or they miss. So anyway, that's one of them. Okay, online class meetings. Okay, I've got to change this. The online class meetings are not mandatory because that's department policy. But if you notice on my slide, I give everybody who's here today will get 5 points of extra credit for being here. And what that means is that you don't have to be here, but if you're here, you're going to pick up extra credit. And if you mess up the midterm or you mess up the final, that's going to be credit that will help you make that stuff up, right? So there's a direct relationship between people who make the meetings and their grades. It's been my experience that people who show up for all the meetings pass, and they pass with very good grades. Okay, the way that I score your grades is midterm and final are 30% of your grade. We will have quizzes just about every week. This week's quiz is pretty much a freebie. My quizzes, you can usually take them twice. So if you mess up the first one, you can retake it, but you're only allowed 2 takes, and we'll take the highest score. And if you take them late, there's penalties. There's a penalty for taking it late, and then after a couple weeks, the quiz is not available anymore. All right, discussion boards make up 20% of your grade, and worksheets, blogs, wikis, lab assignments, that's 10%, and attendance and participation is 20% of your grade. All right, if you have to miss a midterm, it's a 10% penalty, and you must take that midterm within 7 days of the original date. If you're in a car wreck or something like that, we'll talk, all right? But otherwise, for no other good reason, 10% penalty if you miss a midterm or a final, and that means that if you get a B on that midterm, you automatically got a C, or if you got a C on that midterm, you automatically got a D. So, and that's another reason why showing up for the meetings gives you money in the bank, right? If you miss a quiz or a test deadline, a 0 will be given for that test. Okay, there's a rubric for late assignments and blogs, and there it is there. More than 5 days late, it's a 10% penalty. More than 13 days, 25%. More than 20 days, it's a 50% penalty. That's an automatic F, all right? For online, you've got to keep up. You've got to keep up. If you try to do this all at the end, you will fail this class. And let me jump down to one more thing. You guys had to do this test. Just want to make sure everybody knows. There's a thing called non-attendance leading to administrative withdrawal. Okay, so this is a hybrid class, and we're meeting online, and we are also doing online assignments. If you miss 20% of this class, you can be kicked out. It's called administrative withdrawal, okay? So right now, it's the beginning of the class. We're all starting out with a clean slate. So what you've got to do is just make sure you allow time for this class and all your classes. Just get them in. It's hard work, but you can do it. Okay, academic integrity. This just says that you will not plagiarize. You will not turn in somebody else's work. You won't cheat, right? And there's violations for all that, which can be getting kicked out of the class or even getting kicked out of the school. But just do the right thing. Be a good. And the other thing is be very careful of cut and paste. Cut and paste can sometimes be what we call plagiarism, right? So if the assignment says use your own words, that's what it means. Okay, that's the basics on the syllabus. And I know that most of you guys have already been through that, but that's one of the things that I got to go over. Okay, so let me get back. I'm got too many screens going here. Yeah, nothing more in chat. And I think that's basically everything that I needed to go over today. Does anybody have any questions? The assignments are there on Blackboard. I showed you that. Does anybody need me to show them anything? So unmute your mic if you've got a question, or if you say, hey, Tim, can you show me how to get on Starfish or something like that? Be happy to show you. I can share my screen. And you can also type question in the chat. Crickets. It's quiet.
Hey, here's a question for you, sir.
Okay, go right ahead.
The same login ID and passcode for this class will be used throughout the semester, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a login, there's a passcode and a meeting ID and passcode for the Tuesday noon class, which is this class. There's a different login and passcode for Coffee with Tim. If you need to or want to attend the other class, it's identical to this one. But let's say that you're traveling and you got bad internet and you say, hey, I don't have a lab day that day, so I could actually go to the Thursday class. It's a different ID and passcode, and you guys can do that. If you would rather go to the Thursday class and it fits your schedule, that's okay. So, yep, and you will get credit for that, because the way that it works is there's a report that I download that shows everybody who was here, and I do that for this class and I do that for the other class, and I put the two together and I make me a nice big long list. So great question. Thank you for asking that. Anybody else got any questions or anything you'd like to see? Anything you'd like me to demonstrate? Everybody doing okay with Blackboard? I mean, it's new software. I know that. You guys kind of getting the drift? While I'm on that subject, let me just show you guys one thing real quick. So on Blackboard, over here on the left, I'm going to pull my menu out, is if you go down, there's two places you can get information, Blackboard and Tech Help. If you click on that link, it will have links to the IT department. There's a thing they call the help desk. You call the help desk, it's free. That's one of the things you're paying tuition for. The help desk will help you out with things like that. But here's general Blackboard information, and you can find stuff on that. There's another place on here, I think, called Student Resources. And if you click Student Resources, there's also help for all this different software. Here's technology help and software. You guys have a Surge Mail account for your email, but you also have Microsoft 365, and that's free. It's a cloud-based version. So that's what I'm using here. Is I don't pay for Microsoft Office. I use my Cincinnati State Office 365. So there you go. That's one more tidbit of software that we've got for Cincinnati State.
And how do we get Microsoft Office?
Okay, I sort of kind of don't remember. let me tell you what I do know. So if you go to, there's a couple different places you can go. Let me go back and I'm going to share my screen again. And I'll show you what I know. And let's do the Chrome tab.
I believe it's under student resources.
Okay. Yeah, well, okay, so one place is within my course. If you go to student resources and you scroll down technology help and resources, and if we click this link, it tells us here's a nice PDF file, Microsoft Office 365 plus information. So this here, there tells you how to download it and install it. Okay, great. So let me go back to this. And that was, yeah, that was in, I think, student resources. The other place is when you first log on to Blackboard. I think there, now I have a tab up here that says faculty. You have a tab up here that says students. But if you call it, maybe it's college community. One of these places up here will have the help desk, the IT desk. And my internet is incredibly slow right now. Okay, over here on the right is usually, here partway down, information technology services. And here's a self-help link, download Microsoft Office. All right, that's a second place. So the first place was right in the weight and balance class in student resources. And the second is if you go to Blackboard courses when you first log in from my services. All right, great. That's exactly what I want to try to do today, is just talk about all this stuff. Okay, what is the ID and passcode for the 801 class? Okay, well, let me show you where that's at. So I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to go back to here, back to our website. We're going to go into amt115, and it's this one here. Okay, so over here, if we go to announcements, I think in the announcements section right there, I've got the, that was the Sunday night. Okay, here it is. Weight and balance. Okay, in the announcements section, I went over here to the left, this menu on the left, and I clicked on announcements. And it took me to this. And I went down to information for your weight and balance course. There's a video, tells you how to get started. But here is the link for this one. And you know what? I didn't put the meeting ID in that. I sent that out this morning. I will make sure and post that in the announcements section. And I'll send out an email to everybody. Let me see where else I got it. Let's go to week 1. Let's see if I put it in week 1. Oh yeah, okay. So I went to, once you get the start here completed, this will unlock and you can be in week 1. So in week 1, my first thing was this little picture, a little man, little me icon or whatever, standing there. And the second was the Zoom meetings. And here is the meeting ID for this class. And the Thursday meeting ID is 826-1376-8410. And I will use the same passcode for everything for me, and that's Harrison. Okay, great question. All right. And they're different meeting IDs because I had to schedule different meetings since they're at different times. So this is pretty much what I've got for today. Any more questions, feel free to ask. You guys are can stay as long as you want. This meeting has been recorded and will be available in about 3 hours, hopefully, on the week 1 folder section for this. And I am online tomorrow night at 7, or tonight, this is Tuesday, tonight at 7 o'clock for a coffee with Tim at 7 o'clock. So you can always talk to me then too. Any other questions while we're here? If not, that's all I got for today. So thanks for showing up, everybody. I will be here for another 5 or 10 minutes if you've got anything you want to ask me directly. So thanks a lot for showing up.
So just to verify, there are going to be no in-person labs for this class?
There will be some in-person labs, but they're not going to be for 2 or 3 weeks because what we're doing right now is online. The second half of the semester, we will be weighing airplanes. Once we start the weight and balance half of it, we're going to be weighing airplanes. We're going to be out in the shop. So I would say that for the first 3 weeks, so when it's time for us to start meeting in person, I will send out an announcement and we'll talk about it on one of these meetings. I'll give you guys plenty of notice. But for right now, for the first probably 3 or 4 weeks, this class is completely online.
What would be the day and time for those actual in-class labs then? Or will we discuss that in a couple of weeks when we get there?
The day and time, I don't have that yet, but I'll tell you, you'll be able to figure out pretty close. Okay, so just like your other classes, we have a group A and a group B because we're limited to 10 to 12 students. So my group A's will meet probably on Tuesdays, and my group B's will probably meet on Thursdays during this class time. That's kind of what it's going to look like. And I also talk to the other instructors because we need to make sure that you guys can be where you need to be at a certain time. And so that's why the 801, that's why this class is scheduled here at noon, is because there were some people who had live labs today. It gives them 2 hours to get here. So we're trying to work around a lot of stuff. This COVID thing's really got us messed up, but that's why I wanted everybody to do a calendar, is because you just about have to keep this stuff straight. Great question. Okay, I haven't heard anything else. If you've got a quick question, type it now or ask me now, or forever hold your peace. You can text me, email me, call me. All my stuff is on Blackboard. I'm going to stop the recording.